Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. With that out of the way, I'm going to go over my most anticipated games that are coming out by the end of the year of 2022. These are the games that we know about so far. Let's just get this rolling. Number 1 comes out in, well, tomorrow, as of the making of this video. Rumbleverse comes out, what is it, the 11th of this month. I'm a huge wrestling fan, if you haven't noticed already. I have a wrestling channel that's slowly chugging along. Rumbleverse seems to take the Battle Royale concept and puts wrestling / arena fighting in it, but with wrestling moves in it. I don't know, I'm not big on the Battle Royale thing, but give me a Battle Royale wrestling game in a big open city where you can do suplexes off of buildings or whatever, and then tag team with your friends and do all sorts of stuff like that. Well, I'm down. I played the first beta and it was super fun, and I could see myself actually, playing it, being the only Battle Royale I'd probably actually play. I really like the customization options and stuff like that. It's nothing like Saints Row or a WWE SmackDown or 2K game, whatever they're called now. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's like your typical Battle Royale game. But anyway, that comes out on the 11th of August. Next most anticipated game will probably be Saints Row, which comes out August 23rd. Now, I'm a huge fan of the second and third Saints Row game. The fourth one went a little crazy, although I really liked the superpowers they had. But, I mean, they had an alien invasion, you were the president, they blow up the Earth, spoiler alert. So this looks like it's a return to form of the third game, which was my favorite anyway. I'm a little worried that they're going a little, soft, if that makes sense with it. It looks like it was made by the Fortnite team in some of the trailers and stuff. The marketing for it has been terrible. But I'm going to give it a shot because the gameplay and all that stuff looks really fun. So anyway, that comes out August 23rd. The next game on this list would have to be Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, finally coming to the PlayStation 4/5 in the States in English. It's been on the PS4 in Japan, I think, since 2014 or 2016. And I was like, oh sweet, I even made an account and got through the CAPTCHA thing and everything just to play it on my PS4 at the time. I loved it. I have no idea what I was doing because everything was in Japanese. But from what I played, it looked like it took everything from the original back on the Dreamcast and just improved upon it like tenfold. You could jump, you could air dash, the combat was so much better, it had full Japanese voice acting, but when it came to the American version or the English version, the global I think is what they call it, they actually took the time to translate all the voice acting. So all the voice acting in the game is in English. Thank you Microsoft for doing that. I can't believe Microsoft didn't pay for full exclusivity on it. But it's finally coming to PlayStation. It's supposedly going to come to Switch down the line, but at this point if I was Sega, I would just wait till the next Switch came out, because getting that to run on the Switch is going to be a big pain, especially New Genesis. Base PSO2 would definitely work on the Switch, but New Genesis probably wouldn't because of it's got, super frames and good graphics and all that stuff. I mean, it would probably look like crap, they could probably do it, but no thanks. I'll just play it on my PlayStation. And the next game on this list, no surprise, AEW Fight Forever. With Ukes and THQ teaming up again to bring back some old school wrestling, I have very high hopes for this game. From what we've seen so far, it looks very janky and unfinished, but if it's fun to play and has good, wrestling combat, Arcadia wrestling combat, then I'll give it, I'll have fun with it. I'll try to keep an open mind because the 2K games have been going for 20 years. In fact, that's what Ukes left behind. And you can't make a full brand new wrestling game in what, 2 years? 3 years maybe because of the pandemic. But I'm hoping they make enough money to where they can make another one, because I think this one's going to be like, But I have a feeling that the next one, if they get greenlit for next one, that's the one that's really going to blow our minds and be awesome. So AEW Fight Forever had a leaked trailer. It wasn't supposed to be shown until THQ's event at was it August 12th, which is this week. And they showed off mini games and stuff like that. A lot of the fan base is worried that they're having these mini games instead of modes, or try to make up for lack of modes. It hasn't shown really a character creator, but supposedly it has one. It might be super limited, like the old WrestleMania 19 and Day of Reckoning games back on the GameCube, which would kind of stink. The cool thing about this game, though, is that it's like a fighting game where all the men and women could fight each other and beat the crap out of each other. I think that's really cool. It's got some match types that aren't in other wrestling games, like barbed wire match and Casino Royale match, or I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. We need more wrestling games. So any wrestling game that comes out, no matter how bad, I'm going to support it. And then next up, probably one of the biggest games of the year, God of War Ragnarok. Now, I'm a little iffy on this game because it's supposed to wrap it up. I'm afraid they're going to kill off Kratos again, but permanently this time. I don't know. I'm glad they're wrapping it up in 2 games, because dragging it out for a 3rd game would kind of suck. They kind of took what the old God of War was and totally flipped it upside down with the last God of War game and turned it into an over-the-shoulder Last of Us game, but basically with superpowers. Now, a lot of people are going to hate me for that, but it's the revamp the game needed, the franchise needed, because if it was just another action, what is that, isometric camera game, I don't think it would have done as well. It's definitely what it needed. It's freaking awesome. The combat in it is visceral. My only complaint is that you can't jump in the game, which kind of sucks. But the way the game is designed is, I guess it kind of made up for it. It's way more grounded. The combat is very powerful, and you just rip creatures apart. You feel like the Incredible Hulk, but you can't jump. So hopefully they add jumping in this new one. Anyway, next game, and this is probably my most anticipated game of the year. That would be the new Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. That comes out November 18th. I've been a huge Pokemon fan since the original, Red and Blue, including Green, Japanese, which never released here. I've pretty much bought all of them, except for the first remake on the DS of Gold and Silver, because I got tired of waiting for them to be animated. They weren't animated. It took all the way up until Black and White for them to be animated. While you're fighting and stuff, they were just little creatures not moving, shaking. That's what they would do on the screen. I'm like, they gotta animate it, come on. So I finally came back. I think that was only 1 or 2 games worth. I came back, fell in love with the franchise all over again, and I've been buying them ever since. The coolest thing to me about Pokemon is when you first play it, and you go into the world, and you know there's new Pokemon. And you're like, oh, I can't wait to see what the new one is. And then you can see the new Pokemon. And you're like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? That sense of discovery and excitement, no other game has been able to capture, to me anyway, other than Pokemon. And they keep doing it over and over again. And now that they're going open world and trying to use a little bit of, Pokemon Arceus, which is definitely the shot in the arm the franchise needed. I'm super excited for this. I hope they don't let us down. But I'll be cautiously optimistic. It's my most anticipated game of the year. I'm definitely going with the Violet version because I like the future stuff. Has nothing to do with the Scarlet Legendary not actually, driving on wheels, more running. I think they're both really cool. I hope you can get both in one game. I don't know how that would work exactly, but you probably have one to fight, and then you can only use the one that's in your game to navigate around. I wonder how that'll work. Anyway, these are my top games, most anticipated games of the year. They're coming out soon. A lot of these are coming out this month. In fact, look at my list here. 3 of them are coming out this month. And that's just the ones I know of. I'm sure I forgot something. What are your most anticipated games? Sound off in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and stay frosty.